Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to be doing pack 7 of the Agora Models release and build the Wet Nelly, the Lotus Esprit from the Spy Who Loved Me by Agora Models. So I believe it's all about the doors today. I've got everything laid out here. We've got some big parts as well. So big parts of the bodywork coming today. If you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. And once again, there is a QR code on the screen, but I'm going to jump straight into it. So without further ado, got my Bond shirt on. Let's get cracking. So I've got a cloth here today. I'm going to need that. And stage 51 has got the first door in it, which looks just like this. Check that out. That's looking good. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is I want to take the door handle, and I'm just going to be putting that in here. And then I've got these PSO2 screws to hold that in from the other side here. Excellent. Turn this over and I've got some brackets to put in now. Now these brackets here, if you look on the top camera, one is slightly thicker than the other one. So it's the thin one that I want first. The thin one is just going to go into the point just here, like that. That's going to be held in with DS06 screws. This time, bit of oil because I'm going into metal. And then I'm going to be making the locking mechanism, which means I need this pin and this spring. Just like that. What I'm going to be doing is putting this into this section here, so it comes out the other side and the spring is sitting in that area just there, like that. I have zoomed up the top camera just a touch. Now I'm going to be closing that off with a bracket just on this side here, making sure I'm not trapping that spring. There we go. It's going to go in just like that. And again, these DS06 screws just to hold that in. So with that in, just check that that works. That's working absolutely perfectly. That's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 52, we've got another box here. Let's open that up. And by the look of it, I've got a window and I've also got some hinges here. So once again, let's bring this door just back over here. I'm going to be putting the hinge in, and I'm going to want the hinge to go in this way. So if you watch carefully, put it in just like that. So as you can see, that can now open like that. If you have it in the other way, as you can see, it can't actually move. So you can only put it in one way really. And I'm holding that in just with this metal plate, which basically, whoops, goes on the other way here, just like that. And I'm screwing that in with a DS05 screw. Now, if you don't want your doors to be wobbly, my advice, use a big PH1 screw, put some oil on it, and get this in as tight as you can possibly get it, because you don't want this wobbling around. But that's looking pretty good. Then I get to put the window in. Now the window's just going over the lugs here. Now when I put the screws in here, once again, these are DS05 flange screws. You don't want to put them in too tight. You really don't want to be cracking this acrylic. So as soon as you start feeling resistance, stop. Just the one on this side. Perfect. And that is all there is to do in that stage. In stage 53, I'm going to be building the interior door panel. And again, this has got the same tartan that we had for the seats there. Did anyone see I just jabbed myself there with the scalpel? Accident board's going back to 1 again. Things I do for entertainment. Okay, we're going to be putting this door trim in here. I can't believe I cut myself and I've run out of plasters. Things get so bad in this workshop that I've now run out of plasters. Can you believe that? I need some PSO5 screws. Okay, hopefully I won't bleed everywhere. We'll see what happens. And put that in here. So one that side and one the other side. I'm then going to be putting the door handle in place, which means I do have a fascia here to put on, which goes in this way. Let me just push that in, That gives you an idea of how that looks. And then this can only go in one way in here. It's going to go in this way here. Sits perfectly like that. Once again, it's held in with a PS05 screw. And then we've got a door handle here, which just goes into this point just here. It has got a keyhole pattern, so it can only go in one way. That's held in with one of these smaller PS06 screws. Did I say 06? I meant 09. PS09. I was looking at it upside down. There we go. Put that in here. Perfect. And with that in, that's that door card complete. In stage 54, we've got another bit of the door card trim here. I should really bundle these two together, I think, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So again, put my mat down, bring the door over that we've been working on, and this interior here is going to be going over the top. It's just going to go over the top of these lugs here, making sure that the door mechanism is going through this side. I need to open some DSO2 screws without cutting myself this time, and I've got 4 of these to put in. Just into the holes that you can see here. That's the first one. 3 more here. Now the side that's got the door catch in here, I've got this little clip here that's going to go over. This is going to hold this onto the door, and we basically want it to be going on that there is locating lugs, so it does sort of guide you about which way it goes on. It's going to go on that way there, so the open side is towards this side of the door. I'm holding that in with a PS01 screw, so just get this screwed in here. Perfect. And take the door card that we just created looking like this, and this is a clip-in, so this is just going to be going into the points here and here. That's clipped in, and that's how that looks. That's all there is to do in that stage. So stage 55, we get to open the big box. Let's do that now. This is going to be the first part of massive bodywork that we've got on this vehicle. I'm looking forward to looking at this. Ah, wow. Okay, let's just get these screws out. That is how that's looking. That's brilliant. And again, if you want to have an idea of size, here's my head. Check that out. Looking good, huh? So we've got some bonnet supports here. Let me just get these open. And quite simply, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking this section here and just slotting this inside that section like that. Now to hold it in place, I'm using a DS38 screw, which is in this bag. This is a flange screw, and it's going to go in from this side. So just get that screwed in. And it should be able to move backwards and forwards still like that. I think it's just tightly, a little bit too loose. Just going to keep tightening that till I'm happy with the friction that's got. Bring over this bodywork here. It's going to be going into this point just here. So basically I want this on the outside of this wheel arch here, and it's going to be held in from the inside with one of those flange screws. So just line that up, get that screw in. Perfect. So that's in there like that. Make sure that goes down and up, which it does. That's perfect. And then I've got these really tiny fender plates here. I'm going to have to put my magnifying glasses on for this, and also get my tweezers out because these are tiny. So they both say signed by Gigerio. I think that's what it says. Let me take the backing off of this, and you'll see a little indent just in this side here that we need to put this into. So that's in like that. And I'm going to be doing exactly the same just on the other side here. And there we go. That's that one in as well. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Then stage 56, I'm going to be building the brake servo now. So we are moving away from bodywork and doors. And that means first thing I'm going to do, take this section here and the reservoir. I'm going to be putting the reservoir on top. So it's going to go in this way like that. Let me just get this end in. There you go. That's how that looks. Held in with a PS16 screw. This is a little silver screw, just from this underside. Excellent. I'm putting this on top of the master cylinder. do have a locating lug in here, so it can only go in one way. This time it's held in from the bottom with a PS14 screw. This is a black screw. Then I've got the base of this to put on. Again, this can only go in one way. So that's in position. Once again, a black PS14 screw just through the top here to hold them into place. That's how that's looking now. Then I've got the clutch master cylinder here, which is going to go on top of this section like that. And again, it's held in with one of these black PS14 screws just from the underside here. So that's how that looks. I'm going to be bringing over what we've been working on here. We do have a little keyhole pattern, which is going to match the keyhole pattern I've got there. That's going to go on like that. And once again, one of the black PS14 screws to hold that in just from the underside here. Perfect. And with that in place, that's all there is to do in that stage. So in the last stage of this pack, we're going to be doing the dual air intake and washer fluid reservoir. So we've got a nice quick stage to end here. Basically, I've got a cap to put in first, keyhole pattern, so that can only go in one way like that. It's held in from the other side with a PSO2 screw. This is a silver screw. Just into there. Bring over this section again here. And you will see that I've got a lug here, which is just going to go into the corner there like that. Again, that's held in with a silver PSO2 screw from the underside. Just like this. Perfect. I've then got this dual air intake to put in, and that's basically just going to go into this point there. This time it's held in with these black DSO2 screws, bit of oil again, into the two positions here. I know I should have put my mat down. I'm going to try not to move it. And then if I turn this over, you can probably see that we can see that air intake on this side. I've got intake cover to put in, which just goes into the two slots here, like that. And with that done, that's all there is to do in that stage. That's all there is to do in that pack. So that was a relatively easy pack that I still managed to injure myself in, but that's looking pretty cool at the moment. So we've got this. Now I have shown on my social media the next pack. I do have that here, and that's the rest of the body. Looks pretty cool. And obviously we've done the door looking like this as well. How cool is that? Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. There's also a QR code on the screen. Remember, I did actually see this at Telford, the finished model. It looks absolutely amazing, as you can see from these pictures here. But I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.